Kid Studios. This time we built a Fairytale Cottage. So for the base we used a gray color because we wanted it to be made of stone, and that's why we used a combination of flat bricks and bricks that have like the brick texture on them. It's supposed to look a little bit older and more worn, and you can see there is around the door, there's a wooden framing. We're gonna say that's for the looks, but we may have ran out of gray bricks, but it's gonna be fine because the wooden framing looks cool. There are also some windows with flower boxes outside just to make it feel a bit more homey. And then if you come up to the roof, you can see it's this bright yellow color because the roof would be made of hay. It would be a thatched roof, and the yellow gives a nice pop of color, and then they're sticking out on some areas just to make it more realistic and uneven.
Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to see the inside, then you can hinge open the roof. You can see we used hinge supports in here so that it can hinge open to see and move around items in here pretty easily. So there's a rocking chair, a little kitchenette, a couple of small beds, and then of course a fireplace, a nice piping hot fireplace, and a lovely chimney. So the chimney is really big. You may notice a lot bigger proportionally to the cottage than it should be, and that's because we hid the motor that powers the water wheel inside of the chimney. That way it looks realistic so you can't see it. So that was fun to do, and we have a nice little plume of smoke coming out the chimney. I think that really adds to the cottagey vibe well. Last thing on the inside are these little lights. They're not technically powered by any light source, but in the fantasy world of the cottage, they are powered by the water wheel.
Yeah, so on the back there is this water wheel right here. So this is the water wheel running. You can see that it's brown because it would be made of wood, and it was a bit tricky making a big circle out of Lego bricks, but we found a way to make it work. You can see that the water is kind of standing on the edge of the water wheel because that's the direction that it would be picking up, and then there are also clear pieces to represent bubbles. Along the rivers, along the center of the river, you can also see that the water is standing up next to it so that it looks more like it's scooping it up.
Then on the opposite side to the cottage, there's a thin strip of green land. That's more of a representation to show that this is a river, not a cottage on the edge of an ocean or anything like that. It's just a nice thin little stream. So that just makes sure to show that. And then there's also a small little outdoor area, like a little yard to the side of the cottage. You can see we have a lovely little garden right next to a couple of windows, so the owner of this home can keep an eye on their vegetables as they sit in their rocking chair. And we also have a nice little well. Of course, it's not exactly super realistic to have a well and a river, the double water source, but the cute little roof on the well and just the overall vibe it gives, we feel like is okay. It doesn't need to be super realistic. It's Legos. So that is our Fairytale Cottage. A lot of fun building it, got to incorporate a motor, and just made it feel really comfy and homey in general. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Creator Kid Studios.